The Nico in Tennessee situation just keeps getting crazier. The drama is kind of insane, and we are continuously getting new details about the situation. Happened with the situation over the weekend, so I'm going to go into and kind of cover what has happened and what some of the details are that have been released. We have a first take clip with Stephen A. Smith, and he's talking about the Nico situation, and he has some interesting points that I kind of want to react to.
Professionally speaking, they have the right to come to you to have your contract restructured, to ask you to take a pay cut and things of that nature in professional football. So because that's the sport that we're looking at, even though this is on a lower level because it's the NCAA, it's college football instead of the NFL, there is sympathy in that regard. But you are getting about $2.2 million. That's the agreement that you reached. According to the valuations out there, you're worth about $3.1 million. And you were asking for $4 million, damn near double what you agreed to. I don't recall Tennessee winning the national championship.
So Stephen A. Smith makes a good point here. Tennessee didn't win a national championship. They did lose to Ohio State, who was the national champions, but they didn't really come close to winning it. So it's not like Nico had this incredible season where he needed this crazy NIL boost.
Or anything like that, but it's a bigger thing to this situation for me personally than anything else, and that's honoring your contract. Go for all you can get, but once you negotiate and you sign on the dotted line at a university, you should be compelled to honor that.
And I agree with Stephen A. Smith right here too. I think he makes a good point. The problem is in college football is we don't have contracts in the NIL and transfer portal. It's just kind of the Wild West. So it's when you sign on to a school, there should be a contract. You should be going into negotiations before you even arrive at that school and understand what you're going to be making and when you can negotiate it again. And that should be something in there. You should have a contract. This is becoming professional football. Contracts are going to be needed in college football, in my opinion. And Stephen A. Smith made a great point here where, you have to honor that. But unfortunately, there's nothing to honor because there is no contract. They don't sign a contract. So the NCAA has to figure that part out and add contracts, in my opinion, because this is going to continue to happen.
Its face, I'm of the mindset that you're getting paid $2.2 million to be the quarterback for the Tennessee Volunteers. That's what you agreed to. And not for, and to walk out on the program, to hold out for the program, that to me, that's not the greatest look. It just isn't.
Yeah, I agree. It's not a great look at all. People are going to really attack Nico because of the way it has went down. It's not been handled great, and situations, like I said, are going to happen like this where it's just going to be ugly. So Josh Pay dropped an interesting bomb on his show, and he does a fantastic job with his show. I'm sure everyone knows about his show. He dropped some big truth tellers. He dropped, exposing people basically about last year's playoff. Here's what he had to say.
Behind the scenes, this is not even, guys, I cannot stress this enough, this is not even remotely close to the only instance. There are far more screwed up instances than this happening right now, probably with your own collective or your own general manager and your own program. You just don't know about it. This stuff was happening last December during the playoffs, with this kid included, but not just this kid. They were trying to get more money out of Tennessee, and other players on playoff teams were trying to get more money out of playoff teams before the playoff games. They were trying to leverage playoff participation.
See, this is wild. So Josh is basically saying, hey, teams that were in the playoff, players were coming to those schools like Nico was Tennessee, basically accused Nico of doing it. They were going to them saying, hey, we made the playoff, I want to get, more NIL money. And they were talking to it before the playoff game, and they were using it as leverage to threaten to sit out. That is wild to me. How are we in a precedent where this is the reality? How are we allowing this to be a part of college football? It's a big failure on the NCAA and everyone in charge, because this is bad. This is a bad look for the sport, man. Anyway, I can't defend it. I don't know how you can. This is terrible. Josh, he has some really good sources. He knows a lot of people in this industry. So it's not even just Nico. He's saying a lot of players were doing this, and a lot of players are going to basically continue to do this, and it's just terrible.
Patient. Because do you know why? Hey, quick timeout.
So yeah, really good segment by Josh right there, telling us that information. It's not surprising to me actually, because I feel like everyone has felt it's trending that way, where we could potentially see some wild stuff like this, and a holdout is something that I did not expect. But when I look at it, not really surprising at this point. Guys sitting out for the playoff, kind of surprising, but not shocked at this point. Anything, I'm not really shocked in college football because anything is allowed. It's the Wild West. So I have a post here by On3 Sports that was posted 2 hours ago. Bill Belichick will be a known buyer in the quarterback market this spring. On3 reports Nico's asking price is $4 million, could be too much for North Carolina. So the price for Nico is very expensive. I know North Carolina actually is going to try to pay some dollars for a quarterback in the millions, but 4 is a lot. Even Tennessee is saying
this
that.
This came out
during the spring game. At the end of the day, no one is bigger than the program. We move forward. Got a great group. Let's go compete. That's what Josh Heupel said during Saturday's spring game. A report that really set everyone off, that made this drama even more crazier. A wild week with Nico. After that initial report that On3 said that Tennessee and Nico are trying to negotiate a new NIL contract, and everything just went down from there. Some crazy drama. But yeah, that'll do for me. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys next video. Peace.